You got the drop on 50 Cent one time?
We thought we did until we got in there. Mike called us, told he was up there. I got up there. We got up there, we came in and strapped to their thigh, bullies on them, semis on them, magazine cartridges. I said, yeah, he ain't slipping.
Today's not the day.
Nah. 50 moved different. He moved different.
And did 50
I'm glad
see
that
you?
didn't happen. No, he see me. But he didn't know that's what we was on. We never approached him. I'm glad it never happened.
People always say 50 Cent is one of the sharpest minds in the rap game, and Wack100 learned that the hard way. Tony Yayo put it plainly. G-Unit never had to check in with anyone, ever. He called them a straight-up militant movement when they were traveling around the country. 50 Cent made his mindset clear. No checking in, no playing games.
What's that? Not trying to throw shots at him. Sure. But you could not do nothing to him.
50 Cent comes from a place where you don't get ready, you stay ready. That wasn't just talk. So when Wack100 tried to put pressure on 50 Cent and extort him, he wasn't malanker, ready for what came his way. Wack was doing his usual talking on Clubhouse and suddenly dropped a wild story. He took it back to when 50 was in LA still beefing with the Game, who used to be part of G-Unit. Since Wack was managing Game, he tried to step in like some kind of enforcer. Wack claims he got a tip that 50 was chilling at the SLS Hotel in LA, so he pulled up with a crew about 10 deep, thinking they were about to make a power move. But the second they walked in, the vibe was off. 50 wasn't alone. He was surrounded by what looked like 8 trained killers, serious Navy SEAL vibes. Wack admitted, "I'll never forget the move that dude 50 pulled, a move on us so gangster."
You got the drop on 50 Cent one time?
We thought we did.
Right.
We thought we did. Until we got in there.
Wack sounded shook just recalling the event. 50 had set the whole thing up, 10 steps ahead. The men with him weren't just bodyguards. They were like a tight military unit, armed, alert, and laser-focused. Wack started to think 50 might have done it all on purpose just to send a message. Some saw Wack's little hotel stunt as an attempt to extort 50, especially because 50 never checked in while in LA. Wack often tries to downplay checking in, saying it's just about letting people know you're around. He even says he checks in himself. But in street terms, checking in means seeking permission from local power players, and it's not always free. It can involve cash, favors, or music features. While some artists comply for protection, 50 Cent made it clear he doesn't follow that playbook. He's not about to pay street taxes. And Wack wasn't the only one who tried to press 50. Suge Knight tried too.
They called us, told he was up there. I got up there. He came in.
How deep were you?
About 15.
15 people.
Yeah, we wasn't that deep.
That beef with Suge Knight started when Dr. Dre left Death Row to build his own empire. Suge wasn't happy about it. Then Dre signed Eminem, and when Eminem brought 50 Cent into Aftermath, it was like gasoline on a fire. Suge had beef with Dre for years, and 50 inherited that smoke. Suge was the kind of guy who didn't move on. He lingered, watched, and stirred trouble. One wild moment happened at the Inda Club video shoot. Everything was going great, until someone yelled, "Suge Knight is here." That flipped the entire energy. Suge rolled in with about 30 people, reportedly including members of a known Mexican gang. No words were needed. Just his presence was a power play. But things escalated even more at the 2004 Vibe Awards.
Got up there, we came in and shit. You had Navy SEALs with him. 2 in all directions. I was about 6.
The 2004 Vibe Awards were supposed to honor legends. Dr. Dre was getting a Lifetime Achievement Award from Snoop Dogg and Quincy Jones. But chaos hit when a man named Jimmy James Johnson walked up to Dre like he wanted an autograph, then sucker punched him. Panic erupted. People screamed, chairs flew, and the room exploded. Young Buck allegedly pulled a knife during the chaos and stabbed Johnson while trying to protect Dre. Johnson got jumped by multiple people before it all calmed down. It spiraled into a legal mess. Buck got probation and community service. Was Suge Knight behind it? No one could confirm it, but Tony Yayo said shortly after the fight, he saw Suge Knight and Irv Gotti casually strolling past the G-Unit trailer like they were enjoying the aftermath. Something smelled shady.
Expected Eminem, 50, and that was with us. So Suge came, he had some Mexican niggas. Now we from New York. You ain't never seen a nigga with a tattoo on his forehead. Sliced the cigar, and it's the shit about Suge. He liked the cigar, and he trying to see what you gonna do.
One name always stood out when it came to 50 Cent's security: Monster. He wasn't just a bodyguard. He was 50's enforcer, always lurking nearby, watching and ready to react. Monster was a silent threat, low-key and deadly. If you've ever watched 50's behind-the-scenes footage or club appearances, you've probably seen Monster in the background. There's footage of Monster shielding 50 from paparazzi at the airport and always securing the stage at events. One intense moment was during 50's on-stage beef with Trav. Monster was laser-focused and ready to strike if things popped off. There were even rumors that 50 had a YouTube video removed that allegedly showed something Monster did on his behalf.
You could see a shiny knife in his right hand. He lunges over the top with a stabbing motion. Police say that is 23-year-old young buck who then vanished.
That YouTube video from InfoMinis reportedly detailed the 2014 Hot 97 Summer Jam incident when Slowbucks got punched and his chain was snatched. InfoMinis broke down the whole timeline and even highlighted Monster's role. 50 Cent allegedly had the video removed, raising eyebrows. Why remove it if there was nothing to hide? Monster's loyalty came at a cost. Being 50's muscle meant real danger. Over the years, Monster caught multiple assault charges. In 2010, in Copenhagen, he was charged with assaulting 2 photographers outside Hotel Skutter Petri. One of them claimed Monster tried to strangle him and deleted his camera footage.
I say we were scared, but it was the Vibe Awards when we seen Suge Knight and Irv Gotti, and they walked past the trail.
That incident made global headlines and proved Monster didn't play. The photographer was so shaken he went to the hospital and straight to the police. All this begs the question, why does 50 Cent roll so heavy with security? Some clown him for it, even accusing him of using off-duty cops. But for others, it's just smart. After all, 50 survived being shot 9 times. That trauma stays with you. And one name keeps popping up from that dark chapter: Supreme McGriff.
He just look at James Cruz, so he just taps James Cruz and say, yo, go buy 20 knives. Yeah, just go to the hardware store. It was about 20 to 15 of us, something like that. Suge Knight got like some crazy looking, Compton looking dudes with him. You know?
Supreme McGriff founded the notorious Supreme Team in Jamaica, Queens in the 80s. His crew controlled the crack cocaine trade and reportedly made around $200,000 a day. After doing prison time, Supreme got out in 1997 and tried to pivot into music. He linked up with Ja Rule and Murder Inc., providing street protection. Back then, 50 wasn't famous yet. He dissed the industry on How to Rob, then went into full-blown beef with Ja Rule after an associate allegedly robbed him. Tensions rose fast and Supreme stepped in, telling 50 to back off. 50 listened briefly, but kept throwing jabs in his music.
The smallest, biggest security I ever know. Like his presence is big as fuck.
Then came the murder of Black Just, a mutual friend of both 50 and Supreme. The story goes that rapper E Moneybags paid Supreme for a car, but when he asked for a refund, Supreme laughed. E Moneybags allegedly retaliated by shooting at Supreme, but the bullets hit Black Just. Supreme didn't rush him to the hospital. Instead, he drove back to the hood, and the delay cost Just his life. That incident made E Moneybags public enemy number 1. Meanwhile, Supreme stayed loyal to Ja Rule, constantly urging 50 to back off, but 50 wasn't backing down.
What up, 50?
Yo, what up, 50? What up, man? How are you? So, 50, real quick.
The tension reached a breaking point when 50 and Ja performed at the same club, and a fight broke out. 50 walked away with Ja's chain and flaunted it in the Life's on the Line video. Ja went crying to Supreme, but Supreme was tired of cleaning up Ja's mess. That public humiliation pushed things over the edge. 50 wasn't scared. He doubled down and started hanging out with known enemies of Supreme, including E Moneybags and Green-Eyed Born. Then came Ghetto Quran, the track that lit a firestorm.
Hold on. Y'all better stop this.
Tony Yayo recalled a face-to-face with Supreme where 50 made it clear he wasn't scared anymore. Ghetto Quran named names, including Supreme's. Other rappers had mentioned him before, but when 50 did it, it hit different. Supreme saw it as betrayal, not homage. Around the same time, someone tried to kill Supreme at a gas station. He survived but blamed 50, believing he was behind it. That's when Supreme allegedly hired Daryl Homobaum, Mike Tyson's former bodyguard, to take 50 out. On May 24, 2000, the attempt happened. 50 had just left his grandmother's house when a man walked up to his car and fired 9 shots. 50 was hit in multiple places, including his face. A few inches in the wrong direction and he would have died. But he survived, spending 3 weeks in the hospital and enduring multiple surgeries. It became one of hip-hop's most iconic survival stories. Clip 14. In 2003, 50 released Many Men and identified Homo as the shooter, but by then, Homo was already dead from unrelated street retaliation. Enemies of 50 started falling one by one. E Moneybags was found dead in 2001 and Big Nose Troy was gunned down 3 months later. Law enforcement took notice and by 2002, they had enough to arrest Supreme on multiple murder charges. During the case, Supreme even pointed to 50's Ghetto Quran as evidence, but 50 simply said, "Just listen to the record."
His video that vanished from InfoMind's channel was about none other than 50 Cent.
By 2003, Murder Inc. was under fire. In 2005, Irv Gotti was officially charged with laundering money for Supreme. Though Gotti beat the case, the damage was done. Supreme wasn't so lucky. He was convicted of drug trafficking, racketeering, and murder in federal court.
InfoMinds did. He would show pictures of 50 Cent, different pictures of 50 Cent in regular settings, right? Until InfoMinds highlighted this guy that was in like every picture.
Cream, dude, you know the old school shit. You know what 50 did? Yeah, my nigga.
Do it back, yeah.
Yeah, my nigga. You know what the block did?
Yeah, that's what
Using hitman testimony, texts, and video, prosecutors proved Supreme paid $50,000 for contract killings. When it was over, McGriff lost everything, even needing a court-appointed lawyer. On April 9, 2007, he was sentenced to life in prison. That one attempt on 50's life changed everything. Surviving 9 bullets transformed him from rising star to legend. It's why he keeps serious security. It's not about fear. It's about staying alive and staying smart. 50 Cent's journey from near death to dominance is one of the wildest stories in hip-hop history.